Alright guys, what's going on? I just wanted to record this video because I think that MOGO is going to stuff $2 here, it's going to fail, and it's going to slam 180s and probably close around 169-ish is my guess. So you can go back and review the chart and see if I was right. But the reason I started this video was just to kind of show the action during this trade. I wanted to show you guys why I thought it was going to do what it's going to do. But first of all, just take a look and watch it. So first of all, the important piece here is the time frame, and the time frame is currently 45 minutes plus the close. It is, the end of the day, it has just had a pattern here that is head and shoulders. This move here is the attracting longs, and the still, worrying shorts that this thing is possible to squeeze into the last hour or so. So really what I'm looking for here is for the bids to kind of not really do much. There's not going to be a lot of volume. Won't be much happening. And basically it's just going to hover around here for a few minutes max, and then slam through this support here and ultimately start giving it up. It's not going to be crazy fast. It's not going to be amazing. There's not a lot of range in the stock. There's not a lot of spread in the stock. But, if you're confident in this trade and you take this, 2,000, 10,000, whatever your size is, trade, this is a relatively small risk to be right on your idea. And usually when there's a head and shoulders pattern, there is a, retest of that area. Not often. Sometimes it'll just do this and come up and then come down and then just crack that low there, bearish pattern. But often, if it's a stock that's a bit crowded, has a ton of shorts, then it'll often come up near the highs just to kind of, scare shorts out, put the longs in, and help people get their exit, whoever caused this move up. Because the stock here should have faded straight down, so it should have failed, somewhere right here is kind of where it shifted, so it should have started failing 160s here and dribbled down, but because it was a little, short heavy, volume dried up, the longs were able to, as you can see, during no volume, there was no volume here, it was literally just buying shorts. Then there was this move to kind of attract, people loaded and short here a bit more, came down and then, ramped up, people probably added short again, and ramped up again, and then the shorts just started to worry a little bit. They had lost, their average is probably down here now, so they'll be flat on the trade from adding since open. So since averaging since open here, added down here, you're probably averaging right here. So you're probably freaking out right now. You're probably flat on the trade. Some people that chase down here are red on the trade. Longs are green on the trade. So there's a lot of reasons for this to kind of be a little bit emotional around here, and you can see why it did what it did, and who kind of shifted when the trend shifted here and started grinding up. So this was not a short here, you're grinding a shorter pattern. Fundamentally, yes, but no edge. So we had a little bit of a parabolic here. Through two is what I was expecting, but I had been hoping, honestly, for 220, well, 210s, first of all, maybe 220 to 230 if it was very emotional spike, halter type play. But that didn't happen. It just kind of went up and block breakdown. I don't know if that's because there just wasn't enough shorts or action or what there was, but that seemed kind of like a pretty bearish action to me. So yeah, I'm expecting this to really just crack this support here and go. So it's creating a tight channel here, and it's going to bounce up and down for a little bit here, and hopefully the next I would say 1 to 9 minutes. So by around 3:20 p.m. ish, I would hope that it would choose a direction and go. If it does go higher, I would love that, because I might actually, I'm short here, but like 1/10, 1/10 size, just at the 2 break there, because it's not a real trade yet. I think it can go down here, and I think I have a strong thesis both technically and fundamentally for it, but it's the real trade is a squeeze and emotions and spike up through here. But just due to the pattern, I've started the trade here and I've started the video here. and we'll see what it does. Just a review as well, this stock was up on Apple Pay. They are now able to use Apple Pay for their product. So, you know, why are you up? You know, everybody can use Apple Pay. You're old news. So, you know, obviously just ground up. It was a 7 a.m. start, just a pure shuffle. It just kind of started. It was kind of a whatever, turned into the play of the day, turned into shorts, shorting it too early before two, I'm sure, caused a parabolic and just typical fader. So, you know, and it's a larger flow. It's obviously trading pretty thick. It's had 67 million shares. So, you know, people probably sized in, you know, who didn't really short very well. You know, they probably, like I said, probably had an average somewhere around here. So, I mean, honestly, 210s, like that's, you know, on this no volume here, they've been able to nicely sneak it up, causing anybody who hasn't covered, obviously, if you have covered, you're fine. But anybody who hasn't covered, you know, you're in a little bit of a bind right now. So just throwing out a few more shorts there, and let's see what it does. Let's see if it breaks this level, heads towards VWAP, or if it cracks like we thought. I hope that in some ways I'm wrong, which is kind of stupid because the whole point of this video is to be right, but we'll see here. So. And the channel is getting tighter and tighter, as you can see, between 2 and 190. It's a 10-cent channel now. So, you know, after it makes this next high, wherever the high goes to, you know, probably 196 if I'm right, maybe this here. It could also pop over too. Sometimes a pattern will just pop over for maybe 15 seconds and then stuff down and then crack, but let's see what it does. So hopefully it does something in the next 5 minutes, would be my hope. I don't really see anything else moving today. I may as well just kind of review today. For myself, these arrows are a representation of another account I just randomly trade while I'm not looking paper, but I shorted MOGO at 265. I shorted after I saw a parabolic. Well, I shorted 1/10 size into the parabolic around 263. And then on this break over high day, when it didn't seem there was much follow through and there was nothing there, I shorted size on 265 after I saw it failed. Covered half before open, add a little bit back, covered. I was supposed to cover 182 actually, so I missed out on a few cents, but it looks like it was decent covers because it's grounded back. And so now I'm, like I said, in live account, just a little bit here on the 2 push, but like literally 1/10 size. It's just, I'm just in the trade, just watching it, just expecting a huge stuff and fail any moment here. So. The only other thing I traded today was SNDL. I saw the backside, so you know this stock is huge, flow, huge name, and just you know it's just a ridiculous dilution and warrants and everything else, and it just really can't. It just really can't go. You look at the yearly chart, you know, here's 0.5 above VWAP. It's not going to go back to 1 or 2, or I mean, it could, but like, look at this one. Look at this resistance. Market is just saying no. It's just saying no. So found the backside here again, bit of a head and shoulders pattern. Came down, and there is MOGO. There is the crack as expected. Beautiful 180s. And now you can use support at 190-ish level as resistance. So now my trade is obviously no longer 210 to 220s to 230s. Now I would assume that that the stock is done, that it will not be returning to anywhere, back up here at all. So now I would add on any pops for essentially just a fade where I was expecting, down to 160s after hours. And that would be the plan. So I put in some orders, 187. That's maybe chasing a little bit. I'll maybe move that up a little bit just because it's so thin. I'll do 188. I don't think it'll get much higher than that. So I have a small starter here into this push, like I said. This was your ideal entry for size, and now that it's confirmed the trade, now you can add size. I'm hoping for a little bit of a blip back up here that would fill my ads on my short. But quite frankly, this could just go straight down. So the long play is out. This was a huge long trap, and yeah. So now I want to see where it was, but perfect play, guys. I kind of explained in detail why I thought it was going to crack. And quite honestly, if you're going to be doing this for a living, you need to find these plays that do this, because this is really not, that hard. If you had enough screen time, you have a plan, and you short. Just to give you an example, a small account, you short 1,000 shares into the 2 move. So let's just say you're short 1,000 shares at 2. You want it up here, right, for 5,000 shares, but you short 1,000 shares here, hoping for here. So it's still a good trade, right? But you're in a trade now, right? Down here is not a trade. You're in a trade now, and now it confirmed a head and shoulders pattern. So now my thesis has changed based on this action, that it's no longer going to be emotionally up to here, that there's not enough people stuck, that they don't have enough, who's ever pushing this doesn't have power. So, I didn't add on weakness. I was hoping for this, and that's exactly what you got. So you can add into here, and then you can add again into the channel regular peaks. And now you've suddenly, got your trade. You can cover a little bit in here, which is what I'll do. So up 30. So you can cover some, hoping for pops, ideally 188 plus into prior support as resistance. And yeah, so I mean, short 1,000 shares at 2. Add as thesis has changed. 2,000 shares, for example, 199. So let's just say you got 3,000 at 2, confirmed channel, whatever, add another 1,000 as a confirmed that it didn't break. So you got 4,000 at like 196. So yeah, came down here, let's say you covered 2,000, 182. Suddenly you've made 300 plus US, 400 plus Canadian, which is more than anybody makes in a day. You've only covered half, and your target is down here, adding here. So you made like potentially 500 plus bucks in a day. That's just a small trade at the end of the day, not counting this whole move before. So that just shows what it's like to wait for an opportunity, and why it is what we do, and how there's some great opportunities out there, and why this is such good profit potential. So anyways, I hope this little video helped with a small trade idea. So hope you enjoyed it, and hope you can learn from it. The time frame matters. That's all I'll say. Time frame matters. If this happened at 11, it's a different story. If it happened at 9 a.m., it's a different story. It happened at 10 minutes to close, different story. The time frame matters, so keep that in mind whenever you're shorting stuff, for sure. So have a good weekend, guys.